I have never, in all of my years watching baseball, been happy the Blue Jays have allowed 5 runs in this game because they won. They cracked the streak of, 20 consecutive games of scoring 5 runs or less. The offense had 12 hits today, scored 6 runs, had 3 home runs, and they win a ball game. 6-5 over the Kansas City Royals, and are now, back to 500 at 15-15, and they've won 2 consecutive games. The Big Bats were out to play today. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with a couple really good at-bats. Justin Turner goes deep twice. Jansen gets a home run. Dalton Varsho with a double. Davis Schneider has a couple hits. A really good day for the Blue Jays offense. And let's break this whole thing down because there is lots to discuss. Now, Yariel Rodriguez got the start for the Blue Jays today, and he wasn't all that great, honestly. He was missing pitches. His misses weren't great. He was walking some guys as well. I didn't like his outing. Now, that's why he only went 3 2/3, but he only threw 80 pitches. It's just a really tough outing for him. The bullpen did a fine job. Still allowed 3 runs over the last, 4, with 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, and 1 in the 8th. So not the greatest, but you found a way to keep it close, give your team an opportunity, and your offense came through and won you a ball game today. It's incredible. The first time since opening day, the Blue Jays have had 3 homers in a game. The first time since that 9-8 loss to the New York Yankees that the Blue Jays have scored more than 5 runs. Finally. Now, is it something that we're going to see moving forward? Don't get your hopes up. But enjoy it when it happens. And it did today. And in the top half of the first inning, it was ugly. It was ugly early on. The chopper to Addison Barger at third base. He kind of backs up on it. It gets by him. Bobby Witt comes in to score. And then Barger fires it to fires it to second base. Biggio can't pick it at second. It goes wild. There's no backup. And then Velasquez ends up at third base on the play. An ugly, ugly time. Then Michael Massey, it's an little infield single. IKF makes the throw to Vladdy. Vladdy comes off the base trying to stretch to catch the ball. So he's safe. So that runs crosses. Velasquez scores. And it's like, oh my God. They've scored 2 runs, and the Blue Jays should be damn out of this inning with no damage done. And your offense, you're down 2-0 early. This is not good. They haven't come back from a multi-run deficit this season. This is not starting off very well. But in the bottom half of the first inning, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., I think he goes down 0-2 or 1-2 in the count, grinds back, gets a walk. Nice job from Vladdy. Doesn't get picked off at first. Love it, because Justin Turner gets a breaking ball in the, down an inner half. And he drills it to left field. And the question is it going to stay fair? Well, it does, but does it have any distance even? And it does! Tie game, 2-2. Isn't it great when you don't get caught in the bases? You've tied the game at 2. Awesome stuff. Lots of ball to play, though. Bottom half of the third inning, Justin Turner comes up again. And he said it in the postgame with Arden Zwelling. And it's just what professional hitters do, right? He hit a home run in the off-speed. His last at-bat. So he's going to look to try and get him on a heater. He throws him a 95-mile-an-hour heater up and in, and he drills it to left field, and that thing's gone. A 2-homer day for Justin Turner, and the Blue Jays now lead it. It's now a 3-2 advantage. In that same inning, Danny Jansen gets a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. I would say it's more middle, but it was looking a little bit middle away, and he crushed this thing to left center, and it's gone. His second homer of the year. Great to see Danny back out there, especially on his giveaway day, hitting the home run. And the Blue Jays, okay, we've already scored 4 runs. You got a 4-2 lead. We were all sniffing that number, that 6 number. We were all sniffing it. And they're at 4 in 3 innings. It's doable. Then the top of the 4th inning, Kyle Isbell hits an RBI single, scoring Freddie Fermin. And I was off of Yariel Rodriguez. And things get a little interesting there in that 4th inning, right? Because Genesis Cabrera has to go out there and pitch, and they get the bases loaded with 2 out, and he gets, was it Pasquantino? I can't remember who it was, but regardless, gets him to strike out looking at 97 on the black. Just a gorgeous pitch. I think that was that inning. Regardless, beautiful pitch from Genesis Cabrera, and he was outstanding in his inning in the 3rd. And the bottom half of the 5th inning, with Dalton Varsho on, because he had a double. Davis Schneider punches one up the middle for a base hit a little bit to the other side, to the opposite field, and in comes Dalton Varsho, and the Blue Jays get that 1 run right back. It is now a 5-3 Blue Jays lead. And then, top of the 6th inning, Kyle Isbell up again, and he hits a solo shot to right center field. And that was off of Trevor Richards. And we're like, oh boy, back to a 1-run game. It's 5-4. And you got to score more runs here, guys. We're not done yet. And then this is the turning point for me. Addison Barger. Big, like 0 for 11 to start his career. I think he might have actually been 0 for 12, actually, with this. Maybe, yeah, I think it was 0 for 12 or 0 for 13 going into this at-bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. And he gets a breaking ball, and he rips it to right center field, and it's good cut off by the center fielder, Barger, right out of the box, boogieing. And he rounds first, and you know, as a young player, think about this, right? You just got your first big league hit, a ball's hit into the gap. What are you thinking? I want to dig it for 2, right? Initially, that's going to be your mindset. And he had that mindset off the bat, right? He's rounding first, but he breaks it down, goes back to first. If he gets thrown out at second, it's like, oh, you get your first hit, but there's a base runner gone. And now he's at first, which, okay, fine. Springer, I think, strikes out or something, or pops out, or whatever. Vladdy comes up. And what has been the talk with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. recently? We mentioned on the Blue Jay Center podcast. By the way, check that out. It's the Sick Podcast, brought to you by the Sick Podcast Network, and it's the Blue Jay Center podcast. Cole and I talked about it. We talked about it and said, for some reason, Vladdy, and I brought up the Zach Britton home run that he had in his rookie season that it didn't make sense. Like a 97, 98 mile an hour sinker that Zach Britton used to throw that he drove out of the ballpark, and you're like, on a line, and you're like, holy crap, what? And we're watching him yesterday get beat by 94 down the middle, and you're like, okay, what? It makes no sense. And on this at bat, in the bottom of the 6th inning, he got a 96 mile an hour fastball. I wouldn't say down and in more, no, it's down and in. On the corner. So a tough pitch to turn on if you're not hit 94 down the middle. And Vladdy absolutely crushes this thing to the gap. One hops the wall. Barger is flying around the bases. He comes in to score. Vladdy with the RBI double. And the Blue Jays get that 1 run right back. It is now a 6-4 Blue Jays lead. Multiple things I'm happy about on that play. Barger doesn't try and get the extra base, so he stays at first. So he's able to score on that play. Vladdy hits a fastball and drills the damn thing instead of just punting it into the ground. A gorgeous swing from Vladdy. He also had another very nice hit later on in the game as well. So I'm not going to get too excited yet, but a couple good at-bats recently. In top of the 8th inning, Freddie Fermin hits a solo shot of Eric Swanson. And Nate Pearson gets the save. Really the only guy available. They had to do a lot of guys recently. In the Dodgers game, in the game yesterday. And seeing the guys they had to use today was quite tough. But the offense won you a ball game. Great stuff. Nate Pearson picks up his 2nd career save. And I think this was the first real one. I think the other one was like a 3-inning save or some stupid thing like that. Offensively, 12 hits for the Blue Jays. 8 strikeouts. They walked 4 times. George Springer is still the only guy for me. Not great in this lineup. 1 for 5 was a bloop single. Struck out 3 times. Didn't like his at-bat. And no Bo Bichette in the lineup today. Kind of crazy. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 2 for 4 with a run scored, an RBI, a walk in the game as well. I loved his game at the plate. I really, really did. 2 line drives. One was an RBI double. The other one was a hang and break home that he crushed into left for a single. And the walk in the 1st inning, which led to a run scored. You love to see that. Now, can he continue it? We will see. We will see. Cole Reagans is a much better pitcher tomorrow, and he's from the left side, so we'll see how Vladdy does there. Justin Turner continues to be this team's best hitter. 2 for 5, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs, 2 bombs in the game for him. He's getting over 900 OPS on the season, 311 with a 390 OBP. He's been outstanding. And Dalton Varsho, as much as he struck out twice there, I thought he's had some really good at-bats. 1 for 4, runs scored, walked once, and had that ball somehow go foul in the first, was it the 1st inning? I think it was the 1st inning after Justin Turner's bomb. It just hooked foul. They had to review it, and the Jays decided to ask for the review. Was that the crew chief review? I think it was the crew chief review. They had to review it, and they say it was a foul ball. But man, some really good at-bats, some really good contact from Dalton Varsho today. I liked what I saw. Danny Jansen, 1 for 3, RBI, runs scored, home run, walked once. Great job from DJ. David Schneider had a couple knocks, 2 for 4 with an RBI. Cambigio, yeah, he didn't get a hit, but he got hit by a pitch and walked once as well. IKF had 2 hits. He was 2 for 4. And obviously Addison Barger, 1 for 4 with a run scored. Everybody who contributed, or everybody who grabbed a bat today, contributed in some way, shape, or form. You love to see it. 12 hits, as I said earlier. 4 walks, 8 Ks, fantastic. Now, pitching staff. There was a lot going on. Yaro Rodriguez, as we said, didn't have his good stuff. 3 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, only 2 were earned. 1 K, walked 3. Again, he wasn't all that great today. Addison Cabrera was outstanding. He picks up the win. He's 1-0 on the season. An inning and a third, 1 hit allowed, couple strikeouts, and some big moments too. So great job from him. Trevor Richards, yeah, allowed a solo home run, but nothing more. No other base runners had a strikeout. Tim Mays, a clean inning of work, had a strikeout. Eric Swanson allowed the solo shot, but nothing more. Had a strikeout as well in his inning of work. And Nate Pearson got a little hairy there in the 9th inning. They had to throw him out there to the Wolves, right? Here's the top of the lineup. Let's see what you can do. And Salvador Perez came off the bench as well. He went an inning, allowed a couple hits. So it was 1st and 3rd, 2 out. And that great pitch sequence to Michael Massey to end the ball game. Tons of fastballs. I love it. You throw 100, kid. Grip it, rip it, see if they can hit it. And if you want to use your curveball, your knuckle curve thing you got going on, that thing was nasty. That last strikeout against Michael Massey, beautiful pitch, great sequencing, picks up the save. That's it. Ball game. Now, again, not saying this is going to happen every day, but Jays fans, enjoy it when it does. Enjoy it when it does. Tomorrow, Cole Reagans gets the ball for the Kansas City Royals. He was starting for the Royals in that game where it got rained out and the Jays lost 2-1. Jose Berrios gets the start for the Blue Jays, and boy, oh boy, Jose has been something else for this team, and he looks to continue that dominance tomorrow night at Rogers Center as you look for a series win at the very least. 7:07 first pitch there at Rogers Center, right? So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the win today, because it was very entertaining, hit that like button. I do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok. All that stuff is down below, so follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow. Game 5. As I've said so many times before, probably the last game of the season, but we'll see. Jays edition, I'll talk to you tomorrow night as well. And if they win and the Leafs lose, you bet your ass this is going to be the second video because I need to get the positive to end the night. All right, Cole Reagans, Jose Berrios is the pitching matchup in Game 2 as the Blue Jays look to make it 3 consecutive dubs. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the win this evening. We'll talk to you guys then.